Hello and happy Sunday. And I'm going to be talking in this video about what I call the Moneyball approach to coaching. And it refers to an article that I've just seen it's an old article from 2019, the New York Post, about Bill Belichick, an NFL coach, and Warren Buffett, the chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, the investment company. So it's asking the question, what do Patriots coach Bill Belichick and Berkshire Hathaway chairman Warren Buffett have in common besides being ultra successful in their chosen fields? So they both have a similar, simple strategy that they follow, whether it's relating to investing or on the football field. It helps them make smart, rational choices. And they work in different industries. They both need to evaluate talent, assess value, and predict outcomes and understand trends. They've both gone against the grain. They've been able to zig when everyone else zags. And because of their simple strategy, they've soundly defeated the competition. And this article says that you can do the same thing when it comes to betting, since wagering on teams is no different than investing in stocks. Well, maybe, but I don't have any real insights into teams, especially NFL football teams, so I have no confidence in that. So what I would say is that you need to invest in what you understand, and your approach to coaching as well. It needs to be an approach that you can understand, and you can be consistent in your approach, which will help other people. So the article says before you can win, you must set some simple rules, as they both have done. No one's going to pick every game correctly, but if you follow some guidelines, your chances of winning will increase. So when it comes to college football betting, don't attempt to know all the teams. Pick 2 or 3 conferences, spend time studying those teams, and find hidden values. Don't move around from conference to conference. Pick a few and get to know them exceptionally well. Invest in what you know and nothing more. So that is a perfect approach in my opinion. It's just what I said. Invest in what you know. Maybe it's something you use all the time. But otherwise, if you're just going to blindly pick something and it's like throwing a dart at a board, you're never going to have an advantage in that process. So it talks about the month of September and watching Power 5 teams. Don't fall for the hype. Force the great teams to prove they're talented on the field and not just on paper. It says that before making any bet, we must always ask the question, why might this bet fail? Invert your decision and force yourself to defend your wager. Belichick tells his team all the time, we must avoid losing before we can win. Reverse engineer your work. I suppose it's a bit like the Sun Tzu quote, the battle's won before it's ever fought. So always think of what's going to go wrong first. Why can this stock, why can this team fail? And then, sort of like it says, once you've worked out the downside as much as you possibly can, you then everything else is great. Everything else is a bonus because you're going to win, and it's going to be upside from then on. So never, never, never bet with your heart and leave emotion out of all decisions. Maybe that's a good approach to business and investing. Don't get so caught up in emotion that you load down, you're going down the wrong path if you do that. So Buffett, I've read Buffett's writings, his annual report writings, and he's an investment legend. And anyway, one of the key things he says is that it's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. And I found that that's true in my much smaller investment decisions. I don't have as much capital as Buffett has by a huge margin. But the article says that this theory applies to football teams. So understand the difference between good and great. Know when a team has a great moment but cannot have a great season. And also, the article says that most news is noise and not news. So when you're spending time researching, focus on the numbers of each team and the injuries. Ignore the false bravado coming from the locker rooms and focus on the really important stuff. Don't let the media and noise confuse you. Belichick never gets distracted. Yeah, like this virus thing. I mean, in my opinion, yes, it's not great, but there are many other problems. So people shouldn't let that affect their lives too much. They should already be washing their hands, etc., and have good hygiene anyway. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking about that. And the stock market is listed with people who claim to know the price of everything but don't understand the value. The value of a team always lies with a coach, the quarterback, and a team's ability to close out games. Don't ever go against coaches and quarterbacks just because the team is a favorite. Don't assume the value is correct. So yeah, someone could be flying high, could be really overvalued, and maybe they're going to have a bad quarter next, and then they're going to take a hit. So that's most of the article says. It concludes by saying find variances in the market, hidden gems like Army last year, keep riding them all season, don't run away from a good thing. So yeah, that's what I was saying about the Moneyball thing. You're trying to pick up people or companies, businesses, things in life. I do it all the time. I do it with everything. I try and get value for money, and you spend time studying, you work hard to make money, and nothing's ever easy. Buffett and Belichick, they didn't get it easy either. But ultimately you make progress and you keep going. So those two men are coaches in their own right, and I like to be inspired by these kind of people. So even though I never met them, I read about them and get inspired, and I find that their thoughts, the more I read about these kind of people, the more I consider their approach to success, life success, and business success. And it kind of, over time, it just sinks in and it becomes just so useful. And I think of my father as well, who was really my great coach. He taught me so much, and I'm so grateful for everything he did to coach me. And I'm not, no man's an island. I know I'm not, and I've had some advantages in life which take time to show, but I do rely on other people a lot, and I'm grateful for the advantages I've had. So please like, share, subscribe, and please, if at all possible, could you click the bell so that you're informed about my future videos if you'd like to see more of these. That would be great, so you don't miss out on any future posts. Okay, have a great Sunday. Bye now.